guys, welcome to episode 4 of Silver Summer. I am your host, Erin Marie. Thank you all so much for the love and support for the last 3 episodes. We're 4 episodes in, y'all. I'm so happy that we're building a little bit of a community. So thank you so much for listening and for hearing and for engaging. It really means a lot. Today's episode is going to be a little bit of a long one, but it's going to be a special one. I'm so excited. Like I said, this is episode 4. This is titled Keep Moving Forward. It's a theme to this, so I just can't wait for you guys to listen and hear what I have to say. I have a couple of announcements and a little bit of a shout out, but before I can get into that, I just have a little bit of a disclaimer, because I always have to have that disclaimer out. I just want to say that although I am a podcaster and I also create, I'm also an advocate for sobriety and for mental health. I am not a mental health professional. I have not gone to medical school. So I am just only speaking of my own experiences as a sober person a year and a half later. Sober Summer was built around the idea of trying to understand life after sobriety, after addiction, especially in the summertime, because I love going to concerts, festivals. Actually, by the time you're listening to this episode, on Thursday will be the first day of Lollapalooza. So it's July 29th while I'm recording this. So I just wanted to say that life just doesn't stop after you fight your addiction. But before I want to say anything to that, I can't breathe. Wow. I do want to point out that I am not a medical professional. I am not a mental health professional. I'm only speaking on my own experiences. So if you are curious or you are trying to figure out what's next steps, seek out professional help. I also included some really good resources in my description. There's SAMHSA, so that is SAMSA. HA, sorry, geez, I can't read, which is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services here in the United States, which is where I'm from. That is smsha.gov. I can't read. Wow. samsha.gov. Great resources there. Really, really good resources. Also, I will openly talk about AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, which is at aa.org. Great resource as well. Also, I have to say, if you or anyone that is in immediate danger or needs to talk to anybody, if you are in immediate danger, please reach out to medical services immediately at 911, obviously. And if you're just in a crisis and you feel overwhelmed and just not feeling your best and you just need to talk to somebody, I highly suggest the Suicide Crisis Hotline, which is 988. It is open 24 hours, 7 days a week, with people who care and will listen to you. I think that's very, 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 very important to note, because this episode does talk about topics of suicide and like episode 2 was talking about. So those will be mentioned in this episode. Just a little bit of a disclaimer, just have to get the easy stuff out of the way. But thank you guys so much for being here, and let's get into the announcements. So I'm going to start doing a thing each week, or at least when I get good news. But this week I have to shout out my friend, and I just love him to pieces. His name is Justin. Justin just celebrated his 1 year sobriety. I am so proud of him. He just released a book as well. His book is going to be in the description down below. He is absolutely a good dude. I love him. Such a sweet guy, and I just can't. I'm just so proud of him, and he openly told me that me like seeing my journey into sobriety helped him a lot, and that just really warmed my heart when he told me that. So, Justin, I am so proud of you. I love you. Congratulations, and here's to many more years of sobriety. And also, this is my friend, one of my friends from San Francisco. So shout out to everybody in San Francisco, my family. Like I say family, and just not even just San Francisco, all my California family. I love you guys. I was just there like last month, and it healed a lot of me. So like, thank you for letting me kick it in California for a little bit, especially with Steph. Love her to pieces, and yeah. But just want to give a little shout out to Justin, and I'm really proud of him, and yeah, we're gonna try to do as much of shout outs and congratulations as much as we can. So if you have something, let me know, and I will definitely shout you out. Next part of this announcement, by the time you are listening to this, I will be at Walt Disney World. Yes, I mentioned this multiple times on this channel. You see it in my banner. You see it on my Instagram at I'm Erin Marie Barker on Instagram. But as you guys may or may not know, I was accepted to the Disney College program in May. And as of today, or at least by this episode's released, I will be in Florida for DCP. This is such a huge accomplishment for me, and I give God all the glory for letting me do something that I always wanted to do since I was 17. When I found out about this program, Disney is such a conglomerate in media and just life and just generations, and to not only work at Disney but be from a city where the founder and the man who started it all just lived up north from me, and that's such a cool feeling. So by the time you're listening to this, I will be in Disney. But also it's Lollapalooza weekend, so if you are at Lolla, or hopefully by next year, I will be doing a lot more with Lollapalooza with Sober Summer, because I want to showcase sobriety in the summertime and going to festivals and doing concerts, because addiction doesn't stop fun doesn't stop when you fight your addiction. It keeps going. And more on that in the near future. But because of me being at Disney and being trying to get acclimated to the program, next week is going to be considered a bye week. And if you know what a bye week is, bye week in like sports terms is like a break, like a little football break. You'll probably heard it in the NFL, maybe in the NHL, I think. Yeah. But bye weeks are usually like a week off where players kind of recuperate, chill out. So next week is our bye week, or at least my bye week. But I will definitely keep you guys posted on when the next episode of Sober Summer will be out. But as of right now, bye week is going to be next week, because I want to get used to being in Disney and getting acclimated to the program and being my roommates. I have a roommate, and I'm just so excited. So yeah, but will be vlogging and also making content on here and on Instagram, on my Disney account and my main account. So please keep watch of this space, because we're trying to grow it to some amazing stuff. So yeah, I think that's all the announcements I have. And I'm so excited to be a part of something that's amazing. I feel like this is going to be something very, very big, and something the start of something new. Okay, Disney. Okay, High School Musical. But yeah, those are the announcements, and we can just get started on today's episode. All right, friends. So today's episode 4, is titled Keep Moving Forward. And of course, it is definitely Disney related, because why not? This is going to be a very long episode and a very special one, so strap in because we have a lot to talk about. Now, if you know me, I love movies, I love film. I just my voice just cracked for a second. But I love history, I love movies, and I love Disney movies in particular. I wasn't really like a big Disney Channel person because my channel was still always on 56, because that's crucial. That was Cartoon Network for anyone that doesn't know. And Disney was 55 and Nickelodeon was 54. But besides the point, um, I loved Disney as a kid. So the fact that, like I said, I'm at the DCP. I went to Florida like two times. Within the last year, I went like once. And I went to Disney in Florida. I went to Disney in California. And the fact I get to live and work there is just an honor. But like, keep moving forward is a quote that Walt Disney himself wrote, and I'm actually gonna read you the entire quote because it's such a beautiful quote, and I really 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 want to read you the entire thing. So let me just pull it up right now. If you ever watched Meet the Robinsons, which is where this quote is predominantly from, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So it says, around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. Keep moving forward, opening new doors, doing new things, because we are curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. That is by the late and great and very incomparable Walt Disney. Let me just read that one more time, and so we can all get this through our heads. We keep moving forward, opening new doors, and doing new things because we are curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. What a beautiful quote. I love, love, love this quote. And I really want to break down each part. I might use it as a sermon. I don't know. But like, I just thought that when I read this and I was writing down this episode, because I usually try to make episodes improv because I'm working on my improv skills. But like, this episode in particular, I really wanted to sit down and actually, really, really, really digest this and like try to, be like, damn, this is actually happening. So let me just read this one more time. Around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors and doing new things because we are curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. Walt Disney. So the first part, around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. As I was thinking about this, obviously Meet the Robins. If you guys don't know the plot around Meet the Robins, it talks about this boy named Wilbur. Is that his name? Lewis. Is it Wilbur or Lewis? I forgot. Oh my gosh, I gotta pull this up. Hang on. There we go. Hang on. Lewis, there you go. Alright, we're back on track. There is this boy named Lewis, and he was orphaned, and he's an inventor. He wants to invent things, and he I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but he meets this boy named Wilbur, and they travel. Both of them travel back to the future, and Lewis meets and talks to like this amazing family, but he has to deal with a villain called the Boiler Hat guy, and who really wants to get rid of Lewis. And I don't want to spoil all the plot because it's such a beautiful story and a beautiful plot. And the ending. I will say the ending has an amazing song by Rob Thomas. It's called Little Moments. Little Wonders, sorry. Little Wonders, jeez. And it's such a beautiful song, and it gets me emotional every single time. And I um I just think it's such a beautiful song. But that's just basically the plot of Meet the Robinsons. Um, but the first quote, um, around here, however, we don't have long. We don't have. I can't read. Around here, however, we don't look backwards for very long. Sometimes in life, there's things I want to really, really, really go back in time and change. Sometimes I want to change certain choices I made. I want to change the things I said, or how I hurt people, or the get backs, or trying to get back at people. And it's important for me to um really reassure myself that, like, yes, everything's in the past. Everything is in the past, and we can't really change it. My mom says a lot of says something that's really stuck with me for years. Is like, um you can't really change the past. You just gotta keep going. You can't go back. um and also watch what you say, because it's going to affect the future. There's a lot of things, in particular, that saying that she says. There's a lot of things that I have done that I deeply regret. I don't want to get into it like too much, but there's so much I wish I can go back in time and take back what I said about somebody, or take back what I said about a certain person, or not done the thing that I done, and I live with that, and I have to, like, live with it, but not only live with it but forgive myself. Um, there are bridges that I burned that are not able to be fixed, and that's something that I have to live with. There are people that were in my life that I hurt really bad, and they probably will never forgive me. And I have to make peace with that. Um, Hand in hand, it definitely had to be with my addiction, and also my my mental health. Played a really big part of that. Um, it's not excusable, and I have to live with that. But the one thing that I made a vow to is that, taking that moment of what I did, try to apologize, but also do better as much as I can. Like, I can't, take, I can take back, because I can't take back what I said, because it's out there. Once it's out there, it's out there. But what you can do is show change. And that's the one thing I've been really, 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 really been pushing for, because there's my alarm. I can't, I just don't want to die. And the last thing that I regret doing is not saying I love you, or I'm sorry, or I wish I can done better. But the only thing I can do is just keep pushing and keep going and forgiving myself and heal out loud, because I was suffering in silence for so long. I was going through a lot these last couple years, especially since 2021 up until like 2023, a little bit of 2024. And I was going through a lot. I was angry. Let's even go further than that. Like, I was so, since maybe 2019, I was so angry at the world. Oh my gosh, I was angry at the world. I was angry of people that had no business letting that anger get to me so much. I had so many people who didn't deserve my love or respect or passion or anything. I had people, and I pushed away so many people that cared about me. I was angry and I was mad. I went, and the demons was really, really getting to me. And till then, it just became the fact that I just felt unlovable. I felt no one cared. And I internalized all of that. Every little bad thing, I internalized it. And it boiled in me. And the only way I could have coped with it, because I didn't want to be on medication, I refused to take medication. I didn't like how it made my body feel. So I just immediately cut it off. And I will say this, my mom is the best and I love her to pieces. But sometimes when I was at doctor's appointments, I felt like the doctors were more listening to her instead of me. And nobody was hearing me out. And that anger turned towards my mom. I mean, I used to like yell and scream and say I hate you to her. And I would just be so angry at her because there was things that she just was trying to help me. And those are things that I deeply regret. One of the things I deeply regret. But now we keep moving forward, which is what we're going to talk about now. The next part of the quote says, "We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we are curious." Let me just break down this first part. We keep moving forward. When I try to unalive myself, it was during a time where the world was getting used to being back to normal, quote unquote normal. I'm doing air quotes right now. And it was hard. When I lost someone very much I cared about in 2021, I couldn't even go to school. I couldn't think straight, and I couldn't even pay attention to my class. I did good, but I immediately left. Instead of getting the help I actually needed, I left school, booked a one-way flight to California. I lived in LA, and I felt alone. Genuinely. I had family out there. I made friends, but I was genuinely alone. And obviously, I applied for a job, got the job, and I got at this really, like, one of my dream companies I wanted to work at. And I lost the job because of, like, COVID, but I think it's something else I've done I didn't know about. It was like a policy I broke on, and I wasn't aware of that. And I remember I got so mad that I sent an email to HR, which they will probably never hire me again, and I don't blame them. But I was angry. It was like, I can't believe you did this to me. You guys are going to regret it, and blah, 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 blah. I'm the best thing, and blah, 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 blah. And I was angry. I was so angry. I was angry towards the world. And because of that loss of the job, I spiraled. And it sucked because when I was struggling to get work, I was like doing like on and off jobs. I was babysitting for a little bit. I was helping somebody out. But I would see my friends and people that I adored and I loved, and I still do, but they got the positions that they wanted, and I wasn't getting anything. I was like busting my ass off almost every single day, and it drove me mad. That it drove me insane, and it got to the point where I got jealous of people. And when looking back on it, it brings a tear to my eye. Like, I took a pause because I'm trying to get my thoughts in, because it's like, it's hard. It felt like I was failing. Every job interview I had, every time I submitted an application and I literally put my foot in my resume, I kept getting denied. But someone with more experience, or maybe had less experience, got it. And it angered me. I remember I had a job interview in West Hollywood, and it was right on. Was it West Hollywood? It was Fairfax. And it was down the street, and I got connected with someone from a mentorship, and I had a job interview. And I'm thinking, like, okay, I got this in the bag. Woo, woo, woo. Got it. Like, they talked so highly of me. And I was like, I got this in the bag. That was it. A week later, I didn't get the job. And it crushed me. And I was thinking, like, oh my God, I had so many ideas. I wrote them down. I had it. And it angered me. And it really, and I got like that, the anger towards the world. It not only just affected my work life, it affected my personal life. A lot of you guys may or may not know, I am currently on a self-love healing journey, and I'm not gonna lie, this has been really, really rough. And I'm in my 20s. I'm in my mid 20s. Like, mid 20s is like 25, 26, 27. And I am not where I'm at with love. And it's due to fear. It's due to me putting myself out there once upon a time. At the time, it was a cool idea. Looking back, I was just like, oh, that's a little cringy. But putting yourself out there and getting denied work-wise, friendship-wise, relationship-wise. And I'm not saying, like, that I'm jealous. I was definitely jealous. I was boiling jealous when anybody got any type of, like, male attention, because that's what I wanted. That's I was angry. Used to get jealous of my friends. I used to, like, plot against my own friends because I was angry. I was angry at them, and they're just standing there doing nothing. And I used to get jealous, and I used to get mad when I go up to someone and I try to talk to them, they're like, oh, you're cool, but can I talk to your friend a little bit more? I actually like her. Or getting, like having the courage to DM somebody, and for them to be like, you're cool, but, like, you're not really my type. It's nothing against you. You're just not really my thing. And right now, it's just like, okay, well, there's someone, but there's someone for me right now, maybe. But back then, it was just like, wow, no one really wants to, am I hated? Am I, like, people do not really like me? And I remember 2 months before I tried to attempt, my friend and I went on a whole road trip, and we were butting heads a little bit, but something happened, and I just got instantly mad. And then I think she got attention from someone, and it was someone that I had like too, but they were just talking, and then my other friend, who I love dearly, she was like, all my friends are beautiful. I will always say that. But she got hit on at work, and she was telling me. And during those 2 times, that same day, I was texting this other person, and they were just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling you. I'm sorry. Like, I don't really think you're my type. And I just lost it. And I got so angry to the point where and we were in Nashville too. We were traveling just for fun, but and to build our friendship, like me and this other person. But I got so mad at my friend who I was on a trip with, and my friend who was in a whole nother country. I got so mad that I literally told the both of them, I was like, I'm done with you guys because this is ridiculous. I don't want to be your friends anymore. I'm done. I'm done with everything. And that was that spiral. And once it really hit in April that same year, I was just like, there's no way. And I have to really, really do a huge deep dive on myself, because I'm just like, dude, you almost ended your life for what? Rejection? That's always going to happen. And I feel so bad for not only my friends, because I literally make it up to them. I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Like, we don't have time to look backwards. I constantly tell them, if I had opportunity to take it back, I can. I will redo everything. And it was scary. Like, my friends were just like, what the actual fuck is wrong with Erin? But I think after my attempt, I started slowly taking my time and actually started to really heal. And they say that when you turn 25, your brain is fully developed. And in November of that year, 2023, I made the decision to become sober. And I was just like, I don't want to, keep doing, like, feeling sad or depressed and angry. Like, I don't want to keep doing that. I spent my late teens, my early 20s being mad at the world. Why do I want to continue to keep going down that path? It almost ended a friendship. It almost killed me. I almost came home in a human remains box. Like, I really had to, like, knuckle down and be like, yo, Erin, you need to chill out. And that's what I did. Which leads me to the next part of the quote. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we are curious. When I made the decision to become sober, it was at 4 a.m. I woke up, I downloaded the I Am Sober app, and I'm just like, this is it. I can't keep, like, I saw a video of me, I took a drunk video of me, and I was just like, yeah, this is my last time doing this. So I took a last swig of the alcohol that was next to me, and I downloaded the I Am Sober app, clocked in day 0, because the first day you're sober is called day 0. I took a picture of myself. I said, in a year, I want to see how I look. And that was the last time I ever drank, ever. And, the first 3 days were rough. The first 24 was rough, but I was just like, dude, and I woke up, I kid you, I woke up and I was just like, am I regretting this? Like, I want to drink. Fuck it. Like, I want to drink. But then I realized, I was like, you know what? No, you committed to something. Commit to it. So, day 0 turned into day 1. Day 1 turned into day 2. Day 2 turned into day 3. Day 3 turned into day 5. The day 5 turned into day 7. While I was day 7, I was in LA for Complex Con. And I turned 7 days sober at Complex Con. I was like, okay, I can do this. Day 7 turned to day 14. Day 14 turned into day 21. And lo and behold, I was celebrating 1 month, and I was actually traveling back home because when I moved home, then 1 month turned to 2. 2 months turned to 3. I think my 3rd month it was Valentine's Day. 3 months turned to 4. 4 months, and I think that was March. And that's when I decided to go back to church. And I was just like, you know what? I have to believe in something, And I started that personal relationship with God. And I was just like, God has got me through so much stuff. So he's not done with me yet. Why would he be done with me? It's too soon to be done with me. I'm only 24 at this time. So let's keep going. And then 4 months turned to 5. My 5th month, it was my 1-year anniversary of trying to unalive myself. And I was working on a blog at a time. And then 5 months turned into my 6th month. It was 2 weeks before my birthday. Like a few days before my birthday. I was like, cool. All right. And boom, turned 25. 6 months. Then I spent my first whole summer. So that's month 7, 6 to 7, 6 to 8. Yeah. 3 months into summer. Went to my first festival sober. Summer Smash 2024. First sober festival. Had a blast. Shout out Cole Bennett. Shout out Lyrical Lemonade. Went to Lollapalooza with my cousin Jocelyn. Had a blast. First time, second sober festival. I was like, cool. Also, I forgot to mention, month 3, I got accepted back into NIU. I went back to college. Made a decision to go back to college. Let's see where we're at. Month 8 was back in school. Got a job at my school's esports arena. Cool. And then by year 1, I was already a year sober. I was actually, fun fact, the year I turned sober was a leap year too. So in theory, I was supposed to be sober on the 15th, but it was the 16th. But I digress. I celebrated by doing homework and also getting pizza with some friends. And then I got little cupcakes and I shared them around with everybody. And I have that little photo of me holding the one. And that was a proud moment because it made me realize I can do this. And then obviously 1 year, 1 month. 1 year, 2 months, 1 year, 3 months, 1 year, 4 months, 1 year, 5 months. I think this is around the time where I was applying for the DCP, and then I was still kind of like, I'm in gaming. Like the last season was awesome. And I was like working on my school's esports team, and then a year and 6, I made 26 years old, and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. And now we're 1 year and 8 months. And now I'm going to the DCP. Being curious and opening a new door to trying new things, trying a new lifestyle, is because I was curious about what my life is going to be without alcohol. And I just think that's just an amazing thing. And I just think that's so cool that it took one night, November 2023, at 4 a.m. to say, I need to change my life. And that's exactly what I did. Which leads to the last part of the Walt Disney quote. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. I don't know. I'm about to tear up when I say this. If it wasn't for curiosity, I will probably be dead by now. if it wasn't for my curious mind and me being courageous. Curiosity and courageous go together for me. And there's the ESPN too. But curiosity and courage go together for me. If I wasn't curious about becoming sober, I wouldn't have the courage to do it. Let me read that one more time. That was a bar. If I wasn't curious about being sober, I wouldn't have the courage to do it. And my friends continuously tell me, like everyone around me tells me I'm a very courageous person. Oh, Erin, you're so brave. You're so cool doing this and blah, 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 this and the third. But I have to constantly remind myself that I am courageous. I am brave. I am all these things. I'm everything that 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 15-year-old, 12-year-old, 22-year-old me wanted. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. I don't know what holds for me at Disney. I don't know what is next for me. I'm getting chills. I'm like shaking when I'm talking about this. But I am open and I am ready to take this on with open arms and do it afraid. There are times where things are hitting me, and the sad part about chasing your dream is sometimes leaving people behind. When I was chasing and going after being sober and trying to be successful and go back to school, I had to leave my friends behind in California. I had to leave my life in Cali. When I was wanting to try to find myself, I left everything behind in Chicago. My mom spent 2 years without me. My family hasn't seen me in 2 years. Because I was chasing something. I was curious. I was trying to find what could life do for me. And it's hard because chasing your dreams sometimes comes with sacrifice. And you have to leave some people behind. But the one thing that really keeps me going is I'm doing the things that sometimes people are afraid to do. My family keeps telling me all the time they would have never had the courage to drop everything and move 2,000 miles away to live in California. I did that. And to come back in one piece. It is an honor and a blessing to try to do the things that I want to do and do the things that I dreamed about and chased about. Because once upon a time, 3 years ago next year, I was standing on a platform in San Francisco trying to figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. Who knew that night in November, that night in April, kicked off to something that changed? I am grateful to God for all the things that He has done for me in my life. I have a good family. I have a good set of friends. I have a good mindset. I have a good mindset. I have. I'm blessed. Even when I don't think I am. I am blessed. I don't care how much I mope or I get sad or do anything. I am blessed to have a life to live. And I can't wait to see what this journey will lead me to next. I just can't wait. And I thank each and every one of you all who have joined me, whether you joined me when I was 17, when I first made this channel, when I was in that NIU, whether I moved to California, when I was living in LA, where you met me at a concert, at a bar, or anywhere, if I moved up to San Francisco, if I traveled all around Southern United States, if I came back here, you met me at NIU this last school year, I appreciate you. You heard me from a friend of a friend. That means the world to me. And I am scared, but I'm excited. And I truly believe that this is what I prayed for. And this is something this is like answered prayers right now. And I'm so happy to be in a position where I get to live my dream and potentially do more and help people, whether it's this podcast or whatever I do. I am grateful, and I just thank you, seriously. So that is today's episode of Sober Summer, episode 4, Keep Moving Forward. I love this quote by Walt Disney, and it has kept me pushing through so much. I am not going to end with my usual outro, because I love that outro. I'm going to end this off with Little Wonders by Rob Thomas, and I feel like that's just a fitting way to end the show. Thank you all so much for listening. I deeply appreciate you. I love you. I thank you for supporting me and for hearing me and for seeing me. Like I said, next week will be no episode because I'm getting acclimated to the program of the Disney College program. So we'll be back that next week. And I'm just deeply grateful for all of you guys who have supported me. If you have any questions or wants to have a topic, please let me know down in the comments. Also follow me on Instagram at I'm Erin Marie Barker, and follow me on my Disney page, which is Erin in the Kingdom. All the links to the resources and to the I Am Sober app are down below in the description as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been Sober Summer. I have been Erin Marie Barker. I'll see you guys in a week. And Rob, take us away.
Let it go. Let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. Let it slide. Let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine till you feel it all around you. And I don't